What if the revelation that shook the internet was not a confession of marriage, but a glimpse into how powerfully people want to believe in a story? The spark began with a sentence, a casual remark in what seemed like an ordinary conversation. No dramatic music, no formal announcement, just words spoken in a relaxed setting, the kind celebrities participate in countless times each year. Yet this time, listeners leaned in. Because when Lee Min-ho speaks, the world often listens closely. Some viewers believed they heard a reference that sounded deeply personal. A mention of home, of daily routine, of a warmth that felt less like fiction and more like lived experience. Within minutes, interpretations began to form. Within hours, those interpretations became headlines. And by the end of the day, the internet was ablaze with one burning question. Had Lee Min-ho accidentally revealed a family life with Song Hye Kyo after a secret marriage? If you are still watching, subscribe. Let's get the story started as the world of your favorite celebrity unfolds.
Stay tuned.
It is a powerful narrative. Two of the most recognized figures in Korean entertainment. Two careers that helped shape the global rise of drama series. Two names that carry history, prestige, and emotional weight for millions of fans. The idea alone is enough to ignite imagination. But stories rarely begin where people think they do. Long before this supposed revelation, both Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo had built reputations for guarding their private lives carefully. Their public images are polished, their interviews thoughtful, their boundaries well-maintained. They understand the scale of their fame. They understand how quickly a personal detail can become global discussion. So when a clip circulated suggesting Lee Min-ho spoke in a way that hinted at domestic life, audiences reacted not because of proof, but because of possibility. The clip itself was brief. A few phrases about comfort, about returning to a peaceful space after busy schedules, about valuing quiet moments away from cameras. Some listeners connected these words to Song Hye Kyo. Others argued he was speaking generally about life and future hopes. But in the fast-moving world of online media, suggestion often travels faster than certainty. Soon, dramatic titles appeared. Words like accidental reveal and hidden marriage spread across platforms. Edits of past interactions resurfaced. Old interviews were re-examined. Photographs from public events were analyzed again, with new theories layered on top. It is fascinating how memory works in fan culture. Moments that once felt ordinary can be reinterpreted under a new narrative. A polite smile becomes a secret sign. A professional compliment becomes rumored affection. The human mind is skilled at building stories from fragments. Yet those who follow celebrity media closely know a quieter truth. Major life events like marriage rarely remain hidden for long at this level of fame. Agencies, families, legal records, and industry networks make secrecy on that scale extremely difficult. Not impossible, but unlikely without clear confirmation. Still, the rumor itself reveals something meaningful about the audience. People are drawn to the idea of lasting love between familiar faces. When two admired figures are linked, it creates a narrative that feels larger than entertainment. It feels like destiny to some. Like poetry unfolding in real life. Song Hye Kyo's name adds another layer of depth. She is associated with elegance, resilience, and a career marked by iconic roles. Linking her to any romantic headline instantly amplifies emotional response. Her history in the industry carries a sense of legacy, and with legacy comes symbolic weight. But through all the noise, neither party delivered a dramatic statement. No confirmation. No denial, just the steady continuation of professional life. Filming schedules continued. Brand appearances proceeded. Public behavior remained consistent with their usual composure. Silence, in celebrity culture, often speaks less about secrecy and more about discipline. Not every rumor deserves oxygen. Not every theory requires response. There is also a cinematic irony here. Both Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo built careers portraying unforgettable love stories. Audiences have cried with their characters, rooted for their characters, remembered lines from their characters for years. When viewers connect deeply to those performances, The boundary between actor and role can blur in the heart. So when a rumor appears suggesting real-life romance, it feels like a continuation of a beloved drama. A sequel no one expected, but many would watch. But real life is not structured like a script. It does not build toward reveals on cue. It unfolds quietly, often far from the public eye. Real relationships, real families, real commitments are shaped in privacy, not in viral clips. Perhaps the most compelling part of this entire moment is not whether the rumor is true, but why it spreads so quickly. It shows how deeply audiences still believe in grand love stories, how strongly they hope that behind the glamour, something pure and lasting might exist. In a world saturated with content, people gravitate toward narratives that feel meaningful. A hidden marriage between two respected stars feels meaningful. It feels like a fairy tale for the modern age. Yet the reality may be simpler. A man speaking about the comfort of home. A woman living her life with quiet dignity. Two separate journeys that the public occasionally tries to merge into one. And still, the fascination continues. Because the idea of them sharing a life taps into something timeless. The desire to see favorite stars find happiness. The hope that love can exist even in the most scrutinized lives. The belief that behind fame, people still seek the same warmth and connection as anyone else. If there is a true revelation in this story, it may be this. The internet did not explode because of what was said. It exploded because of what people felt when they heard it. And somewhere beyond the headlines, beyond the edits and speculation, Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo continue living real lives. Complex lives. Private lives. Lives that do not always match the stories told about them. The camera may capture their faces, but their truth, like anyone's, exists mostly off-screen. And when the noise reached its loudest point, something quieter began to surface beneath it. A reflection on how stories are born in the modern age and how easily a whisper can become a worldwide narrative. In the days after the supposed revelation, digital waves kept moving. Reaction videos appeared. Commentators dissected tone, word choice, facial expression. Some slowed down audio as if truth could be extracted from syllables. Others compared translations, wondering if meaning had shifted between languages. Each attempt brought confidence to some and doubt to others. But amid this storm of interpretation, a simple reality remained unchanged. No official announcement followed. No ceremonial photos emerged. No family confirmations. The foundations that normally support news of marriage were absent. What existed instead was interpretation layered upon admiration. And admiration is powerful. For many fans, Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo represent more than individual celebrities. They represent eras. Their dramas accompanied people through different chapters of life. Students watched them after school. Adults followed them after long workdays. Their characters became emotional landmarks in viewers' memories. So when their names appear in the same sentence, it does not feel small. It feels historic, symbolic, almost mythic. That is why the rumor felt less like gossip and more like a cultural event. It carried nostalgia, hope, and the longing for a story that feels complete. Two icons finding quiet happiness away from the spotlight is a narrative people want to believe in. Yet the lives of public figures rarely align with public fantasy. Behind every polished interview are media trainings, careful wording, and years of experience navigating questions designed to provoke exactly this kind of speculation. Lee Min-ho, having spent more than a decade at the top of the industry, understands the weight of phrasing. A single ambiguous line can circle the globe before the day ends. It is also worth considering how translation and context shape perception. A phrase about enjoying time at home can mean many things. It can refer to family, to pets, to solitude, to future dreams. But when listeners already hold a narrative in their hearts, they naturally connect it to the story they prefer. This is not deception. It is human nature. People hear through the filter of their hopes. Meanwhile, Song Hye Kyo's enduring image adds gravity to any rumor. She has long been seen as a symbol of grace under pressure. Her career survived waves of public attention, personal milestones, and shifting industry trends. She rarely over-explains herself. She lets time speak on her behalf. That quiet consistency is part of why attaching her name to a secret story feels compelling. Mystery fills the space where information is limited. But mystery does not always equal truth. Sometimes it simply reflects privacy. There is also a deeper layer to consider: the cost of constant speculation on real people. While fans experience excitement, the subjects of these stories experience intrusion. Even positive rumors can become burdens when they rewrite someone's personal reality without consent. The most seasoned stars learn to let these waves pass. Not because they are indifferent, but because reacting to every rumor would mean living inside a cycle with no end. And cycles do end. Attention moves. Audiences shift. What feels explosive today becomes a footnote tomorrow. Still, moments like this reveal something beautiful about audiences. They still believe in lasting love. They still root for happiness beyond the screen. In a fast world, that sincerity is rare and almost touching. Perhaps that is the hidden heart of this entire episode. Not scandal, not exposure, but longing. A collective wish to see beloved figures find peace and companionship. As weeks pass, the rumor will likely soften into memory. It will join the long timeline of celebrity stories that once dominated conversations. Some will look back and smile at how intense the debate was. Others will still wonder quietly. And Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo will continue forward as they always have. Choosing projects, meeting fans, living days that are far more ordinary than the legends built around them. If there is a final image to hold on to, it is not of a secret marriage or hidden home. It is of two individuals carrying extraordinary fame with careful balance. Two lives moving through a world that watches closely, yet never sees everything. The biggest truth may be this: not every meaningful story is meant for the public stage. Some are lived quietly, whether they exist or not, beyond the reach of headlines. And sometimes the internet does not explode because of facts, but because millions of hearts lit up at the same hopeful idea at once. In the end, that says as much about the audience as it does about the stars they admire.